Hello, I'm Michael Diamond, and you're watching Muscle Central. Okay, I had already made my 2020 Olympia predictions, and I stand by them. But also, like I've said many times before, this is going to be one of the most, if not most, competitive Mr. Olympias ever. I picked Brandon Curry to retain the title. I expect Brandon to bring in a bigger, better, better condition, more detailed, drier physique than he brought in last year. And I think he's going to walk away with top honors. But the truth of the matter is, this Olympias is so competitive that depending on a few variables, a number of other competitors can easily step in and win the show. Let's jump right over to Phil Heath. I had him place fourth, and for the simple reason that I do not think he'll be able to fix his midsection, or at least fix it sufficiently enough, or at least control it enough to regain the title. I still think it's going to be an issue. That's why I placed him fourth. But I could be totally wrong on this. And we're not going to see 2011, 2012 Phil Heath. But if Phil Heath, at the very least, is able to control his midsection, they don't call him the gift for no reason. When he turns around from behind, he's almost, I say almost, impossible to beat. Phil Heath can very easily, depending on what Phil Heath we see, can very easily walk away with the title. Hadi Choopan, who I had placed second, and who in 2019, between Brandon, William, and Hadi, it really could have went either way. Hadi's not the biggest guy on stage, but he carries enough muscle to not be overpowered. And what he does bring, and he brings it every single time, is rock hard granite conditioning. The type of conditioning he brings to the stage kind of reminds me of what we saw in '93 with Dorian Yates. Literally looks like he's chiseled out of stone. Hadi Choopan comes back this year, and he has, and they all had more than a year to prepare for this. The Olympia is not being held in September, being held in December. He comes back with a few more pounds of muscle on his frame, with that conditioning that he always brings, depending on what everybody else brings to the table. Hadi Choopan can very easily slip right in there and walk away with top honors. Like I said, there's a lot of variables, and everything depends on what everyone else brings to the table come Olympia. But yes, indeed, he has all the tools to step right in there and walk away with the title. William Bonac. One of the things that stand out about Phil Heath is his 3D muscle. William Bonac has that same 3D muscle. You probably can't put any more muscle on it anywhere. I mean, he has as much muscle on his frame as you can carry. And he typically brings in the conditioning. He was a little bit off from his typical conditioning. Last year's Olympia, he's not doing didn't do any shows in his season leading up to this Olympia. He only has to peak once. William Bonac has enough thick, dense muscle, 3D muscle, to very easily slip right in there and walk away the winner. William Bonac is one of the few that can, once he turns around, can actually battle Phil Heath from the back. Like I said with Hardy, depending on which William Bonac shows up and what everybody else brings to the table, William Bonac can walk away 2020 Mr. Olympia without a doubt. Dexter Jackson, the ageless wonder, who you just can't write off. And he really hasn't slipped. In 2018, where it looked like his legs dropped down a little bit, seemed to be rejuvenated in 2019. The 2019 Mr. Olympia, Dexter Jackson missed the mark in a prejudging, but he came back with a much better package in the finals. And if he would have brought the same package in the prejudging as he did the finals, he could have very easily placed higher than fourth, and you probably could have made a very good argument for him to be battling for first place in 2019 at 50 years of age. I will definitely not count him out. He still has the goods. And he's not lacking in any body part. And he knows how to win, depending on what everyone else brings to the stage that night. Yes, Dexter Jackson could regain the Mr. Olympia title 12 years later. Do not count him out. Big Ramy, the man that we've been expecting a lot from over the last few years, who never seems to deliver. Big Ramy's not called Big Ramy for no reason. The only thing he's failed to do is bring that crisp conditioning that we want to see from him. And if Big Ramy nails his conditioning, I think he's virtually impossible to beat. As Jay Cutler has said, there's never been anyone before that's that size with that structure that Big Ramy has. And if he can only nail the conditioning, even Phil Heath with a fixed midsection, it would be hard pressed to beat a conditioned Ramy. Rolly Winkler. They call Big Ramy for a good reason, but inch for inch, Rolly Winkler has to be the biggest one on stage, and he is the freakiest one we're going to see on that stage in a week from now. Rolly Winkler, with his freak factor, and if he nails the conditioning, without a doubt, the man could win the Mr. Olympia. With his size, and if he nails the conditioning, it's not going to be like seeing, I think it was a 2002 Night of Champions, Marcus Rule. The biggest, freakiest, extreme conditioning, but Marcus Rule was far from being pretty looking on stage. Rolly Winkler has, for all his freak factor, he's visually, might you say, aesthetic to look at least compared to a Marcus Rule. Yes, Rolly Winkler condition can easily win this Mr. Olympia, no matter what anybody else brings to the stage. Nobody's going to beat him in most muscular, side triceps, side chest, from the back lat spread. It's going to be very, very, very difficult to beat in all those poses. And a chiseled Rolly Winkler actually might be the most dangerous one on stage. Can easily walk away Mr. Olympia. That's about it. Everyone that I have picked for the top 7, depending on a few different variables, can very easily be the 2020 Mr. Olympia. Okay, if you agree or disagree with what I've said in this video, please let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, and by all means subscribe. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. Once again, this is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.